Alright YouTube, how's it going? Buster here. The week camping and stuff this week. I came back early, so I thought I'd do a video. So this week's video is going to be about flat wounds. Basically, what happened was I ended up buying another bass during the week. No, I swapped a bass. I had a 5-string gym lead that I thought I'd never get rid of. I got offered a bass swap and I couldn't say no, so that's next week's video. But it came with flat wounds on it. This had a brand new set of Local Sound 66s on it, so I swapped them over. And I ended up realising the new bass, I cut one of the strings too short. I get distracted and cut one of the strings too short, so I had under a new set of strings. Then when I did, but they still fit and it was still playable. I just didn't have enough wraps around the tuning peg that I liked. It wasn't bringing the brake angle down low enough. So, and also I realised that the nut had been filed too shallow, so I had to make a new nut as well. So I make my own nuts for basses if I ever need them. I don't buy them, there's no point. So I buy blank bone. This is for like a Gibson style nut. I've got thinner blanks as well that are for Fenders, so I just end up making myself a nut. Bought a new set of strings. That's set up nice. Strings are stretching because they're new, so I didn't want to do a video with this today, but it gave me an idea for this video. And basically what it is, I've got 2 jazz basses, now I've got 2 sets of flat wounds. I thought, why not do a video to see the comparison between a jazz bass with frets with flat wounds and a jazz bass fretless with flat wounds. So this is it. So basically this, I've done this video before. This is a Rockwood, no, Richwood, sorry. I got this in a shop in Sheffield, Dawson's. It was the last this make, because we're moving to ASX as their kind of house brand basses. Don't make Richwoods anymore. Hard to find, not expensive, but for the money that you're paying for it, it's a quality instrument. I mean, it's Canadian rock maple, body, neck. Obviously this is a 70s style one. The only issue I ever had with this was the fact that it's obviously made out of 2 bits of wood, and the only bit they've added is this wee tiny bit here, which it doesn't, you don't really notice it. I notice it, but that's kind of annoyed me. I changed the bridge to a kind of high mass style bridge, blackened off the control plate, blackened the side of the scratch plate so it was solid black, blackened the headstock, just to make it my kind of style. Changed the pickups, so these are double stacked rail pickups that are in this. So rather than having the 8 poles that a bass would have, this has got one single bar and it's double stacked. I could break into these and basically split them, so I could either use the top stack or the bottom stack, but I've not. These are just set up as a bass. The other bass I'm going to be using is the vintage Icon series, which is the Jackal Pastorius kind of, I can always say his second name, Jackal's kind of signature bass that's made off a 1976 jazz bass, where he's took the scratch plate off, he's pulled the frets himself, filled them with body filler, sanded it. So that's what makes it. That's why you see it's got white where the frets should be. So this is basically just to show you the difference as a wee quick video. The different sounds you can get. There's obviously the controversy about what woods. Does wood make a difference to your guitar? I think it does. That's my opinion, and it is my opinion. That's got a rosewood, the Icon's got a rosewood neck and I had a flat fretless before, and it had an ebony neck, fretboard, sorry, with no fret markings on it whatsoever. And when you played it, it sounded like an upright bass. When you played it, that's very similar, but it's a different sound. So I think wood makes a different resonance and all that, and tone and stuff. It does make a difference. So, because the other bass I've got is actually, I'll tell you what it is, but I'll do a video on it. I've just recently picked up a Squire. It's either a CV or a VM. It's either vintage modified or classic vibe. I think it may be a vintage modified because the body's not, it's not a slab body P bass with a single pickup, and it's made out of pine. So that's what they used to be made out of, is pine, before they went bottled and all that maple and stuff. So a wee bit of rambling there. So I'll give you a quick test, a quick demo of this. So this is the fretless one. When I play through my BH250, through my 4x12, no effects on whatsoever. Everything's all the way up. Tones all the way up. Both volumes, both pickups are all the way up. I'll give you a wee sound of this. So that's the fretted one. So click that onto mute. Stick this in my pocket so it's easier to flip over. So that was the fretted one, everything up. This is the fretless one. This is a nice bass. This I'm thinking about selling it because I don't really play it that often. Not too sure yet. The strap's obviously a bit low on this because this was set up for my P bass. So fretless, same tune, same amp. So I don't know if I can hear the difference. There's definitely a difference in it. Because obviously when you're playing, your strings are no vibrating over the frets that are behind it. So when you play that note, the string's vibrating, but it's vibrating over the frets, even though it's not touching the fret wire. It's vibrating over. So that is going to affect. That's going to affect the note that you're playing. It doesn't matter what people say, that it's going to affect it. Because it could be that the fret's dampening the sound as a string. I know basically what you're doing is you're shortening the string to make the note. But if you think if there's frets there, that's going to either stop the vibration or affect the vibration of the string. So it's going to make a difference. I wish I could do two videos and splice them together so I could play them together. I can't, obviously I don't do that, so definitely that's everything up. Everything's the exact same settings as that. There's definitely a difference. Obviously the body woody this is made different. This is heavy, this bass is really heavy. This a few companies do a variation of this. I've seen another company that brought one out. Oh, SX, no, Harley Benton have got out a Jackal bass. That's the vintage icon. But the body, that's just a lovely body. Nice My other option would be maybe swap the necks over and make it as a fretted. You can hear the difference. The difference is, if I shoot it at, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I might do that. Right, what I'll do is, I've got obviously 2 amps, but I wanted to play them through the same amp just so there was no other difference. But what I'll do is I'll plug that in. Oh, that's loud. So there is a difference in it. So it's down to, I think it's down to the woods, because obviously this is a maple neck as well. It's fretted. That's maple fretboard, sorry, rosewood fretboard. It's got frets, that hasn't got frets, so there's a lot of differences in it. I'd say there is a difference in tone and sound with the different between having frets and not having frets. With benefit to you, it's no. You can play the same stuff on it. It's not going to be. It's not a big deal having a fretted or fretless. What I will say is fretless is like 5-string. It's very, very hard to get used to. Very hard. That's why I swapped my Jim Reed 5-string for the Squire CV50 or the VM50, whatever one is. I think it's a 2000. It's literally only a year old. So I think VM took over for CV or vice versa, whatever it is. Vintage modified and classic vibe. Basically the same model of guitars, they just changed them. I think that might be a CV. I'm not too sure. It's not just the classic, because it's not a slab body, it's basically a P-based body, but a single pickup. Really nice guitar. I'll do a video on that next week. What was the point of going to that? Yeah, it's just. I think it's just whatever. Yeah. So I was playing. Yeah, so I swapped my 5-string for that because I didn't use it. I've got 3 5-strings. I've got the acrylic one it's more of a wall hanger than it is an actual guitar, but I've got it playable, so it is playable. I've got the other 5-string, the white one, that if I really want to pick up a 5-string, I would play that. My mate's got all of that just now. And because the Jim Reed was such a good guitar, it lived in a case. So when I did have the other 5-string, I would just gravitate to picking that up anyway, so the Jim Reed would never come out the case. So I happened to speak to the guy from Edinburgh, and he was looking for another 5-string. His 5-string needs work done to it. And it was going to be a gig happening either this weekend or next weekend. And we were talking, and I just swapped them for that because I've always wanted one of the 50 style P-basses. So yeah, that's how I end up with that. But that's the same 5-string, getting used to having that extra string. Fretlesses are the same, not having that fret. Because when you slide, you can actually feel the frets as you slide. Fretless you obviously can't. So when you're doing stuff like you're doing stuff like that, or you can feel the motorcycle ride, where you look is where your bike's going to go. Where you look, that's where your fingers will stop, so that helps. But you feel the frets underneath the string, where fretless you can't, and you tend to overslide. So you want to go, I'm doing it here now. You tend to overslide or stop short. There's nothing to give you resistance behind the string. Babbling a wee bit there, but that's my theory in it anyway. Other people just play fretless all the time. Some people play 5-string all the time. I'm a 4-string player. It's nice to have a fretless, but I prefer 4-string fretted basses. Simple. That's the way I like playing. So that's that week's video. So there you go, the wee sound difference between a fretted jazz bass with flat wounds and a fretless. I hear the difference. I don't know if you do. I do. Obviously between the amp and the speaker or my phone and stuff like that. I don't know if you can. I can. Is it worth buying one? There's cheap ones if you want to try them. You have to buy an expensive fret. I'm going to go out and buy a Fender Jacko copy straight from Fender. Buy something like this first, or buy another fretless to try it. You can hear the difference. So, and that's everything exactly the same. That's a wee video showing you the difference between a fretted jazz bass and a fretless. So, what's coming up? So I'll do my Squire CVVM, whatever one it is. That's next week's video. I've also started doing some work to the Bronco. So I've changed the machine heads. The machine heads came off of the original Chinese Squire Affinity P-Bass, reclosed machine heads. I've not filled these holes in yet, but they came off with a bass, the Starfire. So I put them on that because they're better tuners. Did some mucking about, took off the tuning pegs. These are the original tuning pegs off the Bronco, closed ones. I've put on the elephant ears to make it look more like the Music Master. I've got black vinyl coming for the scratch plate in A3 size. I'm going to see if I can try and vinyl this. I've got a pickup cover coming, black pickup cover coming. So I'm just going to make it look more like a Music Master. See how we can go up. The other thing I want to try, because this is not a really expensive guitar, is I like to blacken my headstocks and some of my guitars, as you can see with my jazz bass. I'm going to try and do it with scratch plates. My thinking is, rather than buying, if you decide you want to change your scratch plate to your bass, rather than buying loads of different scratch plates at 20 quid a pop. The vinyl that I get, I've got it all in black just now, but they do like a mix of colours, and you can pick colours as well. So you can get 20 sheets for £13. you need 3, I think you might get 2 scratch plates. Depending on how you rotate the scratch plate onto the vinyl, you should get 2 scratch plates per sheet, which means then you can vinyl up to 40 scratch plates. So that'd be cheaper. So 18 quid for different colours of vinyl, then you can just vinyl your scratch plate. That's my thinking. I'm going to try it. I want to black out the mini P-base scratch plate as well, just to try that. And if I can do that, if I can vinyl it properly, I can buy mirror vinyl. You can buy the mirror stuff, and which means then I can mirror the scratch plate. So it won't be exactly the same as the full lineup base, but it'll be close. But it's only a mini P-base, a mini P, so it's not a bit difference. So something like that I'm going to think about doing, where you can vinyl scratch plates. Because there's scratch plates, you might have a scratch plate that that's not broken but damaged, scratched and stuff. Then what you could do is you could sand it so it's flat, and then vinyl it. And then you might have a scratch plate that's a weird size that you can't find a replacement for. But other thing I was going to maybe try and do is break a scratch plate, and then I'm going to try and put it back together and then vinyl it so you can't see the crack, to see if that will work. I do stuff like that at work anyway, so I kind of know how to put repair motorcycles as well, so I can put motorcycle panels or fends back together and vinyl them. So I'm hoping I can do the same with scratch plates, because that would be handy, you know, because I've had a few guitars that you can't find a scratch plate for. It's broken, I've had all the parts, and then you just Honer P-bases, old Honer professional P-bases and PJ bases, their scratch plates are hard to find, and they're a weird shape. So rather than trying to cut a scratch plate out, which it's never going to look professional, I was thinking about if we could get it stuck together, then vinyl straight over the top of it, then cut all the vinyl out, it should look like, and keep it all together. I want to get a bash at stuff I kind of do kicking about the house, so hope you liked the video. I've got a few bases up for sale. I've got the Squire Katana up for sale. The price is quite high on that, but that's because I don't really want to sell it, and I want to really swap it, and I'm hoping to swap for something that I want, either a VM jazz bass or a CV jazz bass or P bass. I've got the Cobra 4 up for sale, because I've got, that's a good bass, but if I go to play something, I end up playing the SR 300, because it's basically the same bass, same electronics. I don't know. That for sale. What else? Kingdom's still up for sale. Don't know what else I've got for sale actually. Basically what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try to sell the coat, the Katana, and maybe the Kingdom, and put them on together and buy that P-bass that I want. That's my plan. I'll just swap this back over and do a wee bit of noodling with the other one to see the difference. Just because I can. A bit of a longer video this week. That babbling. Still find it kind of weird talking on video. You can definitely hear that difference. pictures of all my Squire basses onto the Squire Facebook page, and people are saying, "Oh, why you've got all them?" And some people agreed with me. If you don't have more than 10 basses, then you don't know. You'll never know. But everything sounds different. Do you know what I mean? The difference between, you could have 2 of these basses and have one set up with flat wounds, one set up with round wounds. They're going to sound totally different because of the strings. So that's one way. Pickups are different. Obviously, one's fretless, one's fretty. They've got P basses that are tuned differently, different strings. Even just having the fretboard without any relief is a big difference, because you can play slightly faster. Or does it look like on the videos, but I do actually play. My playing is actually alright, believe it or not. I just for some reason I can play no problem, no video. As soon as that video's on, my playing goes to shit. So there's loads of things, but definitely buy yourself a cheap, you set an Olympic flat wounds for about 13 quid, buy a set, stick them on a guitar, see how you never know, you like it. So there you go, that's it for this week. We stay safe. Back next week with to let you see the CV or VM 50s P bass. I'll keep you posted on what I'm going to do with the Bronco. Show you that when it's more like a Music Man copy. Jag's still the same. Not done anything with the Billy Sheen kind of copy that I did. I'll keep you posted. No doubt I'll have another guitar. Any guitars you want to see again, if you see the videos, or I think I've been through all my basses. If there's anything you want to see again, any questions you want to ask me about them, just stick them in the comments or send me a message and then I'll do a video. Alrighty, so